Now that the user form is completed, we're going back to the workbook and we'll set up a pivot table that summarizes all the data from the database so you can see what the current inventory is at each location. So I'm going to close this Visual Basic window, go File, Close, and return to Microsoft Excel. And here's the database sheet. It's on the parts data, and make sure there's at least one record in here. If there isn't, then use the user form to add one or just manually type something in this row. Then select a cell in this table, go to the Insert tab, and click Pivot Table. In this Create Pivot Table window, it should have detected the table that you've selected. If not, select it yourself. We want this pivot table on a new worksheet, so I'll click OK. We get a blank pivot table with a cell selected in it, and you can see the pivot table field list here with all the fields from the database. We're going to put a few of these fields into the pivot table, so we'll start with the part ID, and that's going to go into the row labels, so it's going down the rows. So I'll point to it and drag it down here into row labels. I want to see the locations across the columns at the top, so I'll drag it to column labels. And I want a summary of the quantity for each part at each location. So I'm going to put a check mark in quantity, and that should automatically put it into values because it's a number field. So we can see this part in store 1, there are 20. And the last thing we're going to do here is change this sheet name so it's parts inventory without a space, just one word. So double click, parts inventory, and press enter. So this is our summary report, and we'll be adding a button that will take us to this worksheet.